You run Service Titan or Procore in the field, and QuickBooks for the books, and the back office spends its days reconciling the two by hand. Let me show you the 8 agents that run that back office for you. Procore just started shipping its own AI agents through something it calls Agent Studio. So if you're a Procore contractor already evaluating a third-party AI back office, the honest question is whether you still need one, or whether Procore just made it redundant. The answer isn't marketing spin, it's a data question. An AI agent can only act on data it can actually see, and the most consequential back office data in a construction business doesn't live inside Procore at all. Let's go through exactly what Procore's own AI runs on, what a third-party platform runs on instead, and how those two things actually fit together. First, what is Procore's AI and Agent Studio, in Procore's own words? Procore has said it's building AI across its platform, and it has described Agent Studio as a way for a contractor to configure AI agents that work across Procore's own data and workflows. As of today, the responsible summary is that those capabilities run on Procore's project, financial, and document data, and what ships, what it's named, and what each agent can do are entirely Procore's to define. This video deliberately does not paraphrase a feature list, because it's evolving, and Procore's own current documentation is the right source for the specifics, not a third-party summary. So, where does that leave a third-party platform? Is this a competition Procore is now winning by default? No, and the reason is structural. Procore's platform holds the project record. Budgets, prime contracts, commitments, change orders, direct costs, invoicing, RFIs, submittals, daily logs, documents. Any AI Procore builds has first-class access to that record, and that's a genuine advantage inside it. But an agent can only act on data it can see, and the general ledger a lender, a bonding agent, or a partner actually trusts doesn't live inside Procore's data at all. It lives in QuickBooks. So what specifically lives outside Procore's data, in that ledger? 4 ordinary back office jobs, all of them. The AR follow-up question isn't what did we bill in Procore, it's what has actually not been paid, according to the ledger and the bank. The AP question starts with a vendor bill sitting in an email inbox and ends with a posted entry in QuickBooks. The margin question is only answerable once the project record and the ledger are reconciled against each other. And the payroll question, is the overtime math right? Do claimed hours match clocked hours? Lives in timesheets and payrolls, not in a project workflow. How big is that first gap, the unpaid AR sitting in the ledger? Bad, and getting worse. A 2024 construction payments report found that 82% of contractors reported payment delays of more than 30 days, up from just 49% 2 years earlier. That's a sharp jump in a short window, and it's happening on the ledger side, the side no project data AI can see, because the record of what actually got paid lives in the bank and in QuickBooks, not in a Procore invoice status. And the manual reconciliation burden underneath all of that, how much time does it actually eat? A 2024 Intuit QuickBooks survey of firms with 10 to 99 employees found those businesses spend an average of 25 hours a week on manual data entry or reconciling data across apps. That's the better part of a full-time role, every single week, just keeping 2 systems roughly in agreement. And none of that time shows up as a line item on a Procore project dashboard. So what does a third-party back office platform actually run, given all of that? It installs alongside Procore, reads its data through the official read-only OAuth integration, reads the books through QuickBooks Online, and runs the ledger side back office. On Procore today, that's 5 agents: workforce, routing, documents, financial, and collections, plus a price book engine fed by vendor price files you upload. Booking and inventory stay Service Titan only, because Procore exposes no customer intake or inventory feed, And scoping that honestly matters more than claiming coverage that doesn't exist. Put the two side by side, dimension by dimension. Where does each one actually cover the work? On collections against the AR ledger, Procore's agents don't reach it because follow up against the ledger and the bank sits outside Procore's data. A third party collections agent works that aging list around the clock, with every send needing a lead's approval. On AP from an emailed vendor bill, same story. The inbox and the QuickBooks entry are outside Procore's data, so a documents agent drafts that entry for a finance lead to approve. On payroll checks, the payroll math lives outside the project record, so a workforce agent flags overtime and payroll gaps before payday. On how the figures get produced and how actions get taken, the same standard applies on both sides of this comparison, and it's worth naming plainly. Every number a third-party agent shows comes from deterministic, tested code, never a language model guess. And every action runs through a propose, approve, execute gate that's reversible and fully audited. That's not a claim unique to us. It's the bar any AI touching your books should have to clear. Some tools already claim to bridge Procore and QuickBooks by syncing them. Doesn't that solve this? No, and the difference matters. A sync tool addresses the plumbing. It moves records from one system to the other on a schedule. That's useful, and it is not reconciliation. Moving a record doesn't tell you the two systems disagree, by how much or why, and it certainly doesn't tell you what to do about it. Worse, a sync running on top of unreconciled data faithfully copies the noise in both directions, week after week. Why do Procore and QuickBooks even drift apart in the first place? For ordinary, nobody's fault reasons. A commitment exists in Procore before its bill ever posts in QuickBooks. An owner payment lands in the bank and gets deposited in QuickBooks without being applied to the matching Procore invoice. Retainage gets carried one way in the project platform and another way in the ledger. A change order gets approved in one system during a busy week and never gets mirrored in the other. None of that is anyone's fault. It's what happens when two systems describe the same money on two different schedules. Given all of that, can a contractor actually run Procore's AI and a third-party platform together, or does it have to be one or the other? Together, and that's the setup we expect becomes normal. Keep Procore as the system of record, and adopt whatever Procore AI features fit your project workflows as they ship. Add the third-party layer for the QuickBooks Ledger backoffice. Because a third-party platform like TopBuilder AI connects read-only and never writes to Procore without an explicit human-approved action, there's nothing to conflict. Both layers read the same project record and act in entirely different places. Before any of this is worth considering, what does a contractor need to know about handing a third-party AI read access to Procore and QuickBooks data at all? This is the part worth verifying rather than trusting. Read-only OAuth by default, meaning it can see the data but can't write to your system of record without a separate, explicit, human-approved action. Per-tenant isolation enforced at the database level, so one contractor's data structurally can't leak into another's. Encryption at rest and in transit. And a strict rule that customer data gets used for inference only, meaning to generate that specific answer, never to train a model on your numbers. So how should a Procore contractor actually decide what they need between the two? Ask where the pain actually lives. If the friction is inside the project, coordination, document workflows, the day-to-day of running jobs in Procore, start with Procore's own AI and its Agent Studio tooling, and judge it against Procore's current documentation. If the pain is in the books, an aging list nobody works, a ledger that disagrees with the project record, bills waiting in an inbox, payroll running on trust, that work lives outside Procore's data, and it's exactly what a third-party back-office layer runs. Plenty of shops have both kinds of pain at once, and in that case, the answer is both layers, not a choice between them. Is any of this actually a pitch to replace Procore's AI dressed up as an honest comparison? No, and it's worth conceding plainly. If your question lives inside Procore's data, project workflows, coordination, document handling within the platform, anything where the record and the action both live in Procore, Procore's own AI is the natural first answer. And configuring it through Procore's own tooling keeps you inside a platform you already trust. A third party layer doesn't compete there, and a comparison pretending otherwise wouldn't be worth your time. So here's the fastest way to check where you actually stand. Tonight, pull up your real QuickBooks aging list next to what Procore shows for the same jobs and see if the two numbers agree. If they don't, or if you honestly don't know because nobody's ever put them side by side, that's the exact gap this video walked through. And it's the one a reconciliation first, human approved layer is built to close, running alongside whatever. That's the idea. The back office service titan never automated, run by AI that learns your shop, and you approve every move. Read the guide, then book a call.